Hey guys, Chart Stoppers back with another video. In this channel we take a look at different stocks and map out their key support and resistance areas on their chart. It's important to know these areas before buying any stock, and it's also important to know what kind of a trend a stock is in before you buy into it. Support and resistance is one of the most important things you should know about a stock before you either buy or sell. And also, if you're doing any day trading, swing trading, or options, you are definitely going to want to get familiar with support and resistance. Just to let you know, I'm not a financial expert. These videos are for educational purposes only, but I am here to point out key factors on the charts which do impact the price action of a stock. I also provided a link in the description for Webull. You could use it to start an account and get 2 free stocks. I also provided a link for Robinhood. You could use that to start an account and get 1 free stock. And just to let you know, we will be doing 3 videos per week on 3 different stocks. So if you have a recommendation, leave a comment below and I'll try to get to it. And also, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification button so you don't miss out on any new videos. Okay, so let's get into the market today. Today is May 14th, 2021, and you can see here the S&P 500 is green today, up 1.47%. The Dow is up also 1.05%, and the NASDAQ is leading the way today, up 2.05%. You could see as soon as the market opened, everything was green and people are just buying, and we haven't even reached the highs of the day yet. So everything is green and on track for a nice little recovery after the pretty bad week we've had this week. A lot of red days and a lot of sell-offs happening this week. So a nice way to end our week here on a green note, and look forward to next week to see what that brings. So let's get into the stock I wanted to take a look at today. I wanted to take another look at NIO and see what's been going on here. I've done a couple other videos on NIO. I'll provide a link to one of them in the upper right hand corner. You should see that right now. You could go back, take a look, and see how I mapped out my chart on here. And, just take a look at those and see where we came from. NIO has been getting crushed lately. Big part of this sell-off that's been happening because it is a high growth stock and a high multiple stock, and these are the ones that have been getting crushed during this correction. So right now, as we speak, NIO is currently at $32.80. It is up $1.58 on the day, which is the equivalent of about 5%. The past week, NIO has dropped 10.73%. In the past month, we are down a little over around 7.5%, but in the past 3 months, we've lost about 45% on this stock. So it came a long way from the all-time highs. It's been getting crushed lately, and you can see here the all-time high was $66.99. We hit that on January 11th of 2021, so earlier this year. I think it was just after NIO Day, and ever since we hit those all-time highs, we've just been losing value in the stock pretty much daily here, and it's been a wild ride. So let's take a look at what's happened here. You could see here our first support area was around $55.36, give or take a few cents right there, and you had some nice support action going around here, but we did lose that soon as the correction started, and we dropped to our next support level, which was around $46 in this area. That did not hold up long. We lost that and continued just a huge downfall right here, going past our $40 support. I thought the $40 support would hold up, but it did not. And we dropped all the way down to this $35 support right here on March 5th. And we actually fell below that, but it did quickly recover. And, it looked like the $35 support area was going to hold up for a while. As you can see, we recovered nicely off that. A nice $10 recovery from 35 to 45 right here. And it held up for a couple days. But, after that, the sell-off continued, and it dropped all the way back down to that $35 support that we talked about. It tried to make a little bit of a recovery here. We ended up hitting that $35 support for a third time, and it did bounce off that 200-day moving average right here on the daily chart, and it recovered a little bit. We got it all the way back up to around $43. until it got rejected around there. And, we dropped back down to the $35 support, dropped under our 200-day moving average in the past week, and we kept falling after it dropped below that 200-day moving average. So that 200-day moving average was a pretty big focal point for a lot of people watching the charts here, because it never did drop below there during the correction. Even the worst days of the correction here, we never fell below that 200-day moving average. And once people saw it fall below there, I think a lot of people just jumped right out of the stock. A lot of the hedge funds got out and, continued to sell off on this one. So, we ended up reaching a low right here yesterday of $31.22, and it did recover from that a little bit today. We're up about 5% today. But, right now, the chart's not looking good for NIO right here. And you could see here, my next support level was going to be around $29 and about 40 cents in that area right there. That was my next support level. As you could see right here, it was a former resistance. And then we had a little bit of support right around, let's see, I need to move this line up. We had a little bit of support right here around $25. So around this area was going to be our next support, since we did lose this 200-day moving average. But, it looks like it's starting to recover a little bit. Let's zoom in on the daily candle here. It did make it all the way up to around $33 and about 60 cents today, or actually 75 cents it looks like. Let's see the high of the day here. The high of the day is $33.69, but we have been steadily losing a little bit on the day here. So we've dropped back down, and it's currently at $32.67. So we lost about $1 here from our highs of the day. Now you could see here in the red line is my downtrend line. I've had to keep moving this as we've been going forward because we did have a false breakout from where I originally had it. I originally had this line set up, let's see, I'll move it back to where I had it. It was set up right here, going up to these highs right here. So we did have a lot of touches off this line where I originally set it up. It was set up somewhere around like this. And it looked like it broke out on this third test of the $35 support. It looked like it was going to break out here, but you could see we got rejected by the 50-day moving average on the daily chart. So I had to move my trend line to follow my 50-day moving average, and ever since it got rejected from that 50-day moving average, we've just seen it keep falling, and it hasn't really been able to recover ever since. Now, looking where we're at right now, it might be the start of a reversal, or it could just be another lower high on the day here. See, we didn't even make it to the high of yesterday, and we're having a pretty nice green day, but it is continuing to fall here. So we're gonna watch that moving forward. It does not look like a reversal yet, but we are bouncing nicely off this trend line here that I have in the green. So where I got my trend line in the green, I've also had to keep moving that. I had it originally set up with the 200-day moving average here. I also had it set up another way before that, but I had to keep moving it as the stock kept falling. So I'm trying to find a point here with my trend lines to see where a reversal is going to happen, okay, but I haven't been able to find that yet. We thought we had it around here, around this 200-day moving average, when it did take a nice bounce off of that, but again, we got fooled by that one, and it just continued to fall after making this lower high right in here. So right now, I think the last chance for this stock is looking at our weekly chart. I'm going to switch over to that. And the last chance, I think, for this stock right now, if we want to make a recovery and have a nice reversal, is this 50-day moving average on the weekly chart. You could see here, it's currently sitting at about that point right there. The 50-day moving average is at $32.83 right now on the weekly chart. And that's pretty much exactly where the stock is. It's a little bit below that right now, but I'll be looking for this to recover back above that later today. and hopefully we will see this thing bounce off this 50-day moving average on the weekly chart and make a reversal, because that is, the last support I can see on any of these charts that would hold this stock up. We've already lost our 200-day moving average on the daily chart, and this looks like our last opportunity right here to make a reversal. Otherwise, I think we will see around $29.40 here for our next support, or we could drop all the way down to this area. Okay, I don't expect it to drop below any of these areas, but with another bad week in the market, you never know what could happen here. We could see this thing just keep falling. So right now I'm going to be watching that very closely for the rest of today and next week, to see if we can maintain this 50-day moving average. And about where I have my trend line here in the green is pretty much following the 200-day moving average and where I think the 200-day moving average is going to go. So, we have seen it hold up so far during all this sell-off that's happening and this inflation fears in the market. So I'm going to be watching this closely next week. And if we lose this, I think we will see more downside. So I would trade accordingly to that. If you think it's going to take a bounce off this 50-day moving average on the weekly chart, this would be a great time to get in on this stock right here, because a lot of analysts have their price targets for this around $65, right where the all-time highs are. And, this would be a double up right here if you got in here and it did retest those highs up here, and around the $65 mark. That would be, exactly a double up from here. So this would be a perfect time to get in on this stock, assuming it does hold up on this 50-day moving average. If you think it's too risky to get in now, possibly I would wait another week just to make sure you are seeing a reversal and a bounce off this 50-day moving average here. And hopefully, let's switch it back over to the daily chart. Hopefully we could recover this 200-day moving average. And that's what you could also wait for that. If it does make a bounce off this 50-day moving average on the weekly, I would probably, just to confirm it is a reversal, I would wait till it gets back above the 200-day moving average on the daily chart, because it always, this 200-day moving average on the daily chart could always act as resistance going forward. So we're going to want to see it get back above there, and then it'll show some strength moving forward back to the upside here. So again, everybody, has their own ideas and their own trade ideas here. So that's just what I'm thinking moving forward into next week and the rest of today. So that's what I'll be looking at, and hopefully you guys are looking at that also and make your trades according to that. And, don't take too much risk out there. It's always nice to wait for a clear reversal. We thought we had it over here in this area and right here when it bounced off this $35 support. But, we were fooled again in these 2 times here. So don't be fooled again and make your trades accordingly to that. And that's just my quick update on NIO. And hope you guys liked the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and also hit that notification button so you don't miss out on any new content here. And we will see you next time on Chart Stoppers.